Hey everyone, welcome back to an early morning market open live stream. Today we're going to talk about the jobs report, which comes out in about 2 minutes. 2 minutes jobs report comes out. It'll be really interesting to see what we get today. If we're going to see a substantial amount of inflation in wages. We're going to see a decline or increase, hopefully, in worker job participation. We got the productivity numbers yesterday that weren't as good as expected. And of course, we're also going to be looking for that headline number. What's that headline number going to look like in terms of how many jobs we've created? Remember that last month was a pretty big miss for our jobs report in September. We did have COVID though. A lot of complaints about COVID last month, but this month we're on to comparing to what October is going to look like. So this report comes out in about 1 minute. Kind of excited about that. Let's give some expectations here. So we'll write these down so that way we have them. We've got our prescription pad right here. So let's compare here. So we are expecting, last month we had 194,000 jobs. This month we are expecting a number of 420. With an unemployment rate moving down from 4.8% to 4.7%, and average hourly earnings moving up 0.4% on the month, and worker productivity at 61.7%, as well as, actually, those are probably the most important things. Annual wage growth of about 4.9% annual. Okay, good. So let's see what we get. We're going to get the answer within the next few seconds here. This is going to be very interesting to see if this is a miss or can we meet for once. Let's see what we got. All right. So, okay, time is now. I think everybody in the world. 531. That's good. Down to 4.6. That's better than expected. Unemployment report comes in better than expected. This is very, very good. Down 0.2%. Good. Awesome. Let's see here. The month-over-month average hourly earnings for all employees increased by 4.9% or in the annual. That's good. That's right along expectations for wage growth. So we're not like super high inflation or whatever. Average hourly earnings increased 11 cents. 11 cents. So 0.11 divided by 30.96. That's only well, hold on here. 2. Okay, 30.85. There we go. Hold on a sec. Okay, 11 cents. That seems oddly low. That seems really low. Private sector, yeah, that seems like a really low increase in the average hourly earnings on a month-to-month basis. So that actually could be a good thing, is that we met sort of the overall headline number by actually beating it. We beat it by 110,000, actually 111,000 job beat. That's really good. Our annual inflation rate beat. Our unemployment rate actually fell by an extra 0.1%, which is really good. Job growth was widespread with notable gains in leisure and hospitality. This is actually exactly what we saw as well at what's it called? Let's see here. This is exactly what we saw with the ADP report on Wednesday. On Wednesday, we had a substantial boost in hospitality employment. Unemployment rate edged down to 4.6%. Number of unemployed, okay. Among the major worker groups, the unemployment rate for adult men was 4.3%, adult women 4.4%, teenagers 11.9%, whites 4%, blacks 7.9%, Asians 4.2%, Hispanics 5.9%. Labor force participation rate was unchanged. They were expecting a bump up here, so that's a miss. It stayed at 61.6%. Yeah, 1.7% lower than February of 2020. Okay, and then what we have here is we have 11.6% of people teleworking. I feel like that it should actually be higher, that more people are teleworking, but all right. So monthly job growth average 582,000, non-farm payroll increased to 18.2. All right, what do we got here? Employment and leisure and hospitality increased 164,000 in October. We've got professional and business services added 100,000. So really companies, a lot of companies adding workers, because leisure and hospitality is almost exclusively things like food service, here, drinking places, accommodation, hotels, right? Business services like management, consulting, technical services, legal services. This is really good. In manufacturing up 60,000, led by a gain in motor vehicles and parts. Fabricated metals, chemicals, printing and related. Employment and transportation and warehousing increased 54,000. Construction employment rose by 44,000 in October. Healthcare added 37,000. Retail trade 35,000. Other services 33K. Financial activities 21K. Employment and wholesale trade 14K. Mining 5K. And then local government and state education down 43,000 and 22,000. And private education went up 17,000. All right. I mean, that's pretty good. That's not bad. This is actually, I'd say, a very, very good report. This is the kind of stuff that we want to see. It's not like it's overheating, but let's see how the market's responding. The market likes it. Market is happy. That's good news. Market popped on that news. So very good. SPY, I mean, it moved fractionally. So, not like we're seeing a substantial move here. Let's go to, even Tesla. Tesla's mostly flat here in pre-market, but tiny little bit of bump. Pop onto Etsy here. I can't really even see anything there. Let's go to Amazon or Google or some of these others. Yeah, Amazon likes that. Google, pretty much flat. APL. Seems like most companies are happy about this. Let's take a look at what CNBC is saying. I mean, I'm happy about this one.
No, in fact, I was talking about that last night with a group of employers, and the options are fairly limited. Either they've decided to simply leave the labor force and accept a lower standard of living. They've decided to retire, or they really do pay people more not to work than we used to. I think the one thing you see in these numbers is a validation of some of the folks who were saying, look, as soon as the supplemental unemployment runs out in September, you'll see a tick up in employment. This is the first jobs report to show that number. If there's anything looking forward, these are great numbers. Let's not miss the point there. But looking forward, what is this going to do? This is going to focus even more attention on the supply side. The demand side is looking good. Jobs coming back very strong here. You've got those government jobs that have gone away temporarily. Those teaching jobs have not gone forever. You're going to have competition between the government and the private sector. You're going to see more demand for wages. It's going to draw more attention to the supply side of this inflation discussion. So yeah, great job numbers, but looking forward, it's going to draw more attention to whether or not we can get these goods and services to market.
Austin, I have a political question for you. How is it?
I'm just going to make a note here. So I calculated the average monthly wage gain here. With us going up 11 cents, that works out to 0.355%. And if you multiply that by 12, that means wages are going up at an annualized rate of about 4.2%. That's actually really good. 4.2% is one of the lowest reads that we've had in a while here. CNBC is rounding, which I think is kind of lame. I saw CNBC threw up 4.6%, but that's because they're rounding. When you do the actual math, 4.2% is the non-rounded number. It's pretty good. Pretty good. So let's see here. Let's keep listening for a moment.
Back in the state that we were at the beginning of this year, where growth is high, and I would think that that's going to that his popularity would benefit from that. But they got to pass a bill They gotta get something from what he.
All right, looks like we jumped over into politics there. So let's pull off this here. See what we got in the market. Bill.com, 14.31%. Pfizer's up 10.49. GoPro sitting up 8.78. Wow. Yelp 7.6. Backed Holdings 6%. American Airlines 6%. United 6%. Wow. How did these airlines take off like this? And why? Yeah, what happened to the airlines? What is this? All the airlines are freaking out. Well, don't sue me, bro, but that one sounded pretty good. That was not a bad jobs report. What happened here? Airlines rising wage. I don't know why the American. Why all of a sudden the airlines have. There's got to be some kind of news. Is it the Pfizer news? Oh, really? Hold on. You haven't seen this yet. Let me see here. Found it. Pfizer said its COVID-19 pill reduces hospitalizations and deaths in high-risk patients by 89%, a result that has the potential to upend how the disease caused by COVID is treated and alter the course of the pandemic. Shares surged 11%. The drug maker said in a statement Friday that it was no longer taking new patients in clinical trials of the treatments due to overwhelming efficacy and planned to submit the findings to U.S. regulators for emergency authorization as soon as possible. This sounds very familiar to the Merck pill, which is kind of interesting that you've basically got this competition of pills happening right now. But this is really good. The results mean there are now two promising candidates for treating COVID-19 patients early in the course of the disease. Last month, Merck CEO, there you go, and Ridgeback Biotherapeutics submitted their experimental pill to regulators after showing it slashed the risk of getting seriously ill or dying by half in patients with moderate to mild COVID. Pfizer, however, is suggesting that we can reduce hospitalizations and deaths by not half, but rather 89%. Oh my gosh, this is really good. This is a pill that can be taken at home at the first sign of symptoms, and apparently is a crucial tool for taming. Well, I mean, I would expect it would be a crucial tool for taming the COVID-19 crisis globally. This is really incredible. In Pfizer's trial, out of 1,219 unvaccinated adults in 5 days of treatment, the drug dramatically reduced the rate of hospitalization when it was started within either 3 or 5 days of symptom onset. Wow! Not even of you, like testing positive or taking it before you really have symptoms, which is hard to do because how are you supposed to know? But 3 to 5 days after you start getting symptoms, which is amazing because that gives you plenty of time to go to the doctor, gives you plenty of time to realize that you actually have COVID. That's incredible. That's really good. Dramatically reduces the rate of hospitalization when it started within either 3 or 5 days of symptom onset. The drug, Paxlovid, that's the name, Paxlovid, binds to an enzyme called protease to stop the virus from replicating itself. Some drugs for HIV work in a similar way. Overall, just 0.8% of people who started treatment within 3 days of getting sick ended up in the hospital, and no one died, while 7% of people who got a placebo in that window were later hospitalized or died. This is a really good article here. Thanks, Bloomberg, for throwing this together. Similar results were found when the drug was started within 5 days of symptom onset. That's great. The result, which hasn't been published. So it's either 3 to 5 days, but also similar results within 5 days. Current treatment options for COVID are not ideal. You have the monoclonal antibody cocktails. Who remembers those? Regeneron, Eli Lilly, Gilead has remdesivir, right? But the pill, like the Merck pill, that was great news. The Merck pill that you could reduce your chance of going in the hospital. I'm sorry, reduce your chance of going into the hospital substantially, but also reduce your risk of death by 50%. Really, really, really good. This Pfizer pill, though, just takes the cake. I mean, 89% efficacy? That's really good. The pill was internally developed by Pfizer researchers in the US and UK during the early pandemic shutdown. The scientists agreed to come back to their labs in an urgent effort to develop anti-COVID pills. Company researchers worked around the clock to design this molecule in a highly compressed time frame. They dusted off an old experimental viral drug that Pfizer had developed after the SARS epidemic, also a COVID cousin that killed about 800 people in '02. The old drug needs to be administered by IV, but by July of last year, Pfizer researchers tweaked the original molecule and came up with a new compound that turned out to be highly potent against COVID in test tubes and could be used as a pill. Wow, this is really good. That's amazing. Congratulations, Pfizer. This is absolutely excellent news. I mean, really, really wonderful news. Somebody here in the comments is saying they lied about the efficacy of vaccine. Why do you think they're being fair now? Well, they actually didn't lie about the efficacy of the vaccine. The problem is the efficacy of the mRNA vaccine just wanes, right? So the Pfizer vaccine was expected to be 90+% effective right away when you take it, which is still the case. The problem is your efficacy after 6 months goes down to about 50%. So you lose about 39% efficacy over a 6-month period of time, which kind of makes sense that you get some form of diminished returns. They also do indicate that you tend to have better immune response when you actually caught COVID versus taking a vaccine, solely because the memory T cells are much more robust in individuals who've actually had COVID versus those who are vaccinated. So there are differences, but still, they're quite effective. In fact, I was even looking at the odds of even catching, like getting a breakthrough or whatever. The odds of getting COVID are like, without a vaccine, are like 750 out of 10,000, but with a vaccine, it's like 150 out of 10,000. So, there's still potential of catching it, certainly, but it's maybe 1/4 of the potential if you have the vaccine. So there's some interesting things. But I mean, look, if I were, look, the way to look at this is, think about the folks who are unvaccinated. Think about those who have made the choice not to be vaccinated. And let's say they end up catching COVID and they've got to go to the hospital. They're just getting so sick. They just got symptoms 3-4 days ago or whatever, and they're so sick. And they show up at a hospital and are here to take this pill. It's 89% likely to prevent you from dying. That's really good. This is really good. I mean, it's really a bailout for folks who get terribly sick and are not vaccinated, or who get terribly sick and are vaccinated, because that's also possible. Right? This to me, this sounds like great news. This is awesome. Very, very, very cool. So why does Pfizer sponsor so many media outlets? Well, you have a lot of medical agencies advertise a whole lot. And the reason you have that is because doctors get incentives for prescribing certain medications. So, for example, if somebody comes in and is like, oh, I feel like I have asthma or whatever, and they get diagnosed with asthma, the patient might say, hey, by the way, I've been seeing all these TV commercials for Advair. Doctor be like, oh, yes, Advair. Yeah, I can prescribe you Advair. And there's oftentimes a financial bonus or benefit to prescribing certain medications. That's just the way the medical industry works. So that's why you hear, like, haven't you ever wondered why you hear why there's so many TV commercials about medications? Like, you're not a doctor. Why do you care if, blah, blah, blah will help you with your moderate to severe plaque psoriasis or whatever, right? And you hear all these commercials. Well, it's so that you can give that suggestion to your doctor and then encourage that medication, because you've already been primed that, oh, yeah, I keep hearing about that drug. Must be good, right? Look, like, that's just marketing, right? 7 no's turns into a yes, right? So It's not saying it's right. I'm just saying it's the way it is. But yeah, I mean, the market is responding very well to this Pfizer news. Pfizer's up 11%. Norwegian Cruise Lines is up 5.5%. American Airlines, Delta, Carnival, even Embraer, the airplane manufacturers up. You've got Spirit, Southwest, Cinemark, Las Vegas Sands, Booking Holdings, Marriott, MGM, AMC. I mean, all of these guys doing extremely well here on this Pfizer news. You've got mixed in here. You've got Cloudflare up about 4% at 209. Pretty incredible. That's unrelated, I imagine, from the Pfizer vaccine discussion. But otherwise, this is very impressive. So double good news today. Good jobs report and solid update here on a new drug from Pfizer. Good. I like to call it the bailout pill, and this bailout pill is substantially more effective than the Merck pill. So congratulations, Pfizer. That's really good. All right, let's see here. What else do we have? Okay. So, okay. Let me for I see some comments here that are not sure exactly what I just talked about. I'm just gonna read the first couple lines here really quick, and then we'll move on. So that way you have that. So the news just came out that Pfizer said it has a COVID-19 pill that reduces hospitalizations and deaths in high-risk patients by 89%. I didn't even notice the first time around that it said high-risk patients. That's even better, because that means it probably is even more effective against low-risk patients, right? As a result, that has the potential to upend how the disease caused by COVID is treated after the course of the pandemic. Shares surged 11%. Drug maker said in a statement on Friday that it was no longer taking new patients in a clinical trial of the treatment due to overwhelming efficacy. Really, really good news on this Pfizer pill. So I'm pretty excited about it. So okay, what other news do we have? Let's see here. Let's see what Jimbo's got going on. Let's listen to Jimbo.
We're unhappy are the people who own the stocks that required you to stay inside.
So
It's a good thing.
The Uber and Lyft and all that. I mean, it should be. Those are all rearview mirror problems, except maybe Peloton. I don't know what happens with Peloton.
I know what happened to Peloton. Come on, folks. How many times have I said I've been out of Peloton? What happened to Peloton was very easy to see. The writing was on the wall. Okay. Website data down. Deliveries increased in speed. Price went down. So wait a minute. Add these things together, folks. Website traffic went down. Price of the product went down. And at the same time, website traffic started going down and price started going down. The delivery estimates for the products started plummeting. I kid you not. Like, these things were so blatantly obvious if you were just looking for them. It is literally why I sold my Peloton stock somewhere around 3 months ago. But it was blatantly obvious. You could even do a Google Trends search and see that Peloton searches were down. So Peloton searches are down. Website traffic is down. The price got slashed. And at the same time, as searches are down and price goes down, you'd think like price going down would increase activity in Peloton, or that more people would look at their website or be interested in the product and potentially buy it. Didn't happen. You started seeing delivery timeframes come down during the supply crisis, and the company Affirm started distancing itself from Peloton. I don't know like how many more catalysts you need. Like when a partner company that relies on it for financial purposes is distancing itself from Peloton, like, oh yeah, we used to be heavily reliant on Peloton, but now we're not anymore. That's a sign of bad things to come for Peloton sales. Because I can tell you, everybody at the buy now, pay later platform Affirm probably knew what these Peloton statistics were going to be. But again, the writing was all over. All over. All right, what do we got over here? Okay, Jim's going to commercial. Fine then. Oh, well, that's not going to work. Okay. Fine then. Hop on over here. So, all right. What else do we have here? Good news on that jobs report there. Oh, let's listen in here for a moment. Give me one moment. Here we go.
Markets that Stephanie and John Lonsky talked to. The markets are either complacent or they're telling us something. They might be complacent. If they're telling us something, what they're telling us is this: the bond market yield is very low. It's been below 2% wherever you look, out 10 years, out 7 years, out 5 years. And the signal is the market is not worried about inflation. We talk about it a lot on cable television, but the market doesn't seem to be worried about that. It might be complacent or it might know something. In terms of the stock market, new highs all the time, it might be exuberant, or it might be telling us that the outlook for profits is really strong. Low inflation, strong profits. If you have money in the market, you're doing pretty well right now. So that's a pretty good environment to be in. If you're a small business owner and you're trying to get a worker, that's a different story.
Yeah, that's absolutely a different story, Jody. As you've been telling us, what can you tell us about small businesses right now?
Well, the small businesses are actually going to be in a position to have an advantage very soon with this new mandate, Maria, because the new OSHA mandate is requiring employers with 100 employees or more to mandate that they have vaccines or to have weekly.
I'm going to pull off here. OSHA, by the way, occupational safety, really tough when it comes to doing work in construction. I remember that. Following the OSHA rules for like asbestos removal or lead-based paint, ladder safety, workers. Oh my gosh, the rules are insane. It's probably a good thing, but the problem is the rules are so insane that compliance with this stuff is extremely low, and that's no bueno. That's one of the things is like if you make the rules too stringent, compliance actually tends to go down. It's generally the opposite of what regulators are seeking for or seeking to accomplish. So I don't know. All right. So what else do we have here? Let's see here. Let's go to the sticks again. Let's see. It's the sticks. Bill.com. I can't believe this thing's like a $30 billion market cap, honestly. It's a good service. But boy, oh boy, I'm just shocked. They're so expensive. What's losing today, by the way? Let's see here. Oh, gosh. Peloton's down 33%. Oh, what's reporting earnings today, by the way? Earnings whisperers. Okay, today we have, DraftKings reported pre-market. Cinemark. Let's look at DraftKings. Everybody seems to be very interested in DraftKings lately. DraftKings. All right, let's see what DraftKings reported. DraftKings falls 11% after missing analyst revenue expectations. Ouch. DraftKings reports a loss per share of $1.35. The estimate was 1.05. Ouch. Miss on the bottom line. And we have the consensus was 236.9 million in revenue, 12 in the top and the bottom line. Oh, that's a bummer. Gosh, this is one that's just been getting wrecked. Wrecked. Not in this one, but very interesting. Kevin, if you were tired of permit issues and waiting forever, buy Indiana properties. We get same-day permits and cheaper housing. Wow. Jealous. That's crazy. That's amazing. Good for you. Square. Hey, look at that. Square is moving up. It's up 1.34%. I wonder if there's any particular news on why Square is running. Let's go see what we have. Square. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, so Square. No. Square says Bitcoin demand slowed in Q3 but picked up in October. It's interesting. I don't actually see why Square's running. They did get a price target bump. They got a price target bump to 360 from 335 at Rosenblatt Securities, and Needham actually cut them. Needham cut them from 350 down to 315. Ouch. So this could just be a buyer, a whale here of some sort coming in and shopping for Square. I don't think there's a particular reason we're seeing Square move right now. Right now, the trending stocks: DraftKings, Pfizer, and Peloton. Penn National Gaming is also up here. Square and Nvidia. Nvidia just you just can't stop this stock. It's up another 1.55%. It's absolutely insane. Kevin, you should add Sunrun to the solar company. Add it to the watch list. Oh, here for that. Sunrun. I thought we had Sunrun on our watch list, don't we? Run. Oh no, apparently we don't. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind adding Sunrun. All right, there we go. We did it. We did it. Yeah, Kathy going shopping for DraftKings. Who knows? Maybe. It seems like usually Kathy's fund buys at the end of the day, but I suppose they could buy at any point of the day. All right, what else do we have here? Oh, good. Revisions to August and September jobs show 235,000 more jobs than expected. That's a bump of about 100,000 each month. So that's good. Let's listen to that.
But we could, maybe a little breather. I would trade the end of the pandemic for a little breather in the stock market. Even though, as you just said, everybody's rich and staying at home. Maybe that's the problem.
Maybe that's, I don't know. Maybe that is the, we should probably show Bitcoin. I think we're at about 61,000.
Everyone's rich and staying at home.
And then Pfizer and the drug stocks. I mean, they're moving in opposite directions this morning. So,
well, let's do it. Let's do it again next week. Please join us on
as
Monday.
we always do.
Squawk on the Streets next.
Nice. All right, let's see.
Good Friday morning. Welcome to Squawk on the Street. I'm Carl Quintanilla with Jim Cramer at the New York Stock Exchange. David Faber has the morning off. Looking for record highs across the board at the open on a wave of good news. October jobs beat 531,000, best number since July.
Yeah.
Positive revisions. Pfizer releases strong data on its COVID antiviral pill. We may even finally get infrastructure week today as the House tries to get a vote on the Senate bill.
That was a good joke. That was a really good joke. We actually might get something out of Congress.
And pandemic stocks are taking a hit while reopening plays are surging. We're going to talk about which ones are moving and why. Start with Pfizer, though. Shares are surging after a study showed an experimental COVID-19 antiviral pill cut the risk of hospitalization and death by nearly 90%. Pfizer's CEO joined Squawk Box this morning and commented on if the pill would have an impact on people getting vaccinated.
The fact that we have a treatment is not at all a reason not to take the vaccine. In fact, we should take the vaccine. It's for sick people. The goal here is to prevent people from getting sick.
So if you take it within the first 3 days, Jim, 89% protection from hospital.
Well, 3 to 5 days.
Wait 5 days, still 85%.
Look,
Oh, okay.
Dr. Gottlieb is, we know him as straight shooter. By the way, Frank Del Rio runs, CEO of Norwegian Cruise, hired Dr. Gottlieb to figure out what to do. And Dr. Gottlieb said, just vaccinate everybody. And he was joking with me last night. The real Dr. Gottlieb is a much more fun-oriented guy. I thought he almost broke into a smile this morning when he said the pandemic's over.
Wow.
He said, this is it. Within sight, it's over. And I think that, yes, the employment number is really important, but I now think this reminds me of my father used to tell a story about how he was in the invasion force for Japan because he was in the 6th Army, and they told him, listen, you have to be first. We're going to invade Honshu, and there won't be a lot of survivors. And then one day the atomic bomb went off, and they told him the war's over. You're not invading Honshu. I mean, this is the atomic bomb. It went off, and we are not. The numbers are staggering, much better than Merck. And I think that we should.
Yeah.
I'm not saying we should go out in the street and celebrate, but like they did at the end of World War II. But
It, to me, honestly, it's really good news. Like it's that leftover bailout opportunity, and at 89% or 85%, if that's what it is after 5 days, phenomenal. I mean, this is really good. I'm surprised, honestly, the COVID stocks or the recovery stocks aren't even up more. But anyway, look at that. Dave & Buster's up 3.89%. Never going to get it back down to 30 to go shopping for it again. Airbnb, United Airlines, Norwegian, Carnival, these guys just running on this news. Great. EXPI's up another 3% after that sell-off after the Zillow nonsense. Let's take a look at Zillow, by the way. How is Zillow doing? Zillow 0.7% to the downside here. Enphase 0.42% to the downside. Amazon's basically flat. We've got Rocket Mortgage 3.53. Google 0.4. Moderna. Oh, wow. Moderna getting wrecked again. Oh, wow. Yeah, look at that. Moderna just dropped 14.8% on this news here. Let's see. And Merck's going down too, which is crazy too. This is why I don't get into bio. Like, I was thinking to myself, the Merck news was like, it got me scratching my head. Like, oh, if the Merck news is remember that Merck pill, the red pill, the 50% efficacy or whatever. It almost had me thinking, like, I wonder if I should invest in Merck. It takes me a while to do research on stocks before I actually invest. And I don't invest in any biotech, really. I've got a little bit of money in, like a small amount of money in Moderna that I invested when it was $120, which means it's still a double. But I really hope Moderna goes back basically way low, because then we can actually buy it after COVID as like a real long-term kind of mRNA play, as well as Pfizer, right? They do great work as well. So we'll see. Redfin down 3.43%, basically giving up half of what it gained yesterday, 8.25%, a little less than half. Affirm was up 4.62% yesterday. It's down 1.79% here in the pre-market. Gilead coming down a little bit on this Pfizer news as well. Let's see what else we have here. Let's go to other headlines. All right. So, yeah, back on track. I think that's a good way to put it. Goldilocks payrolls report, unlikely to sway Fed path. I agree with that. I don't think this payroll report was I think, honestly, I mean, this was yesterday. I made a video. I go, best thing that could happen is we beat slightly. And that's literally what happened. We beat slightly. I think it's great. Why am I getting this? I don't care about the progressive EQS sedan. Anyway, but yeah, unemployment report was, I think, excellent. We'll be hearing from Joe Biden later this morning on the jobs report. You can bet he's going to tout numbers. Yep. Definitely frustrated by the election results on Tuesday. Who, by the way, got involved or paid attention to that Virginia race? I'm going to run a poll. I want to see how many of you actually paid attention to that Virginia race. Who did you pay attention to the Virginia governor's race? Yes, no. I'm just curious. Oh, no. Add an option. I don't want to do that. There we go. Ask your community. Okay, there we go. Yeah, okay, good. So, okay, I just put the poll up. So if you don't mind, anybody can vote. You don't have to be a member to vote or whatever. But anyway, check that out. Vote if you don't mind. I'm just curious to see how many of you were paying attention to that governor race. Wow. Okay, I'm actually surprised by the numbers. We'll talk about the numbers in just a second, but because I don't want to skew the numbers yet. So far, 825 of you have voted. So for the other 9,500 of you listening with your phone down somewhere, walk over, pick it up, and vote. All right, let's see. Bloomberg Economics. Today's non-farm payroll reading is solid and significant. A significant improvement. It's not a blockbuster. That's true. It's not a blockbuster, but that's okay because we don't necessarily want an overwhelmingly hot report either, because then you start stoking fears of inflation again, right? So good news on that front, right? So let's see here. I guess I give a short recap of the jobs report for some folks. Let's see here. So let's see. Black women see biggest drop in participation since April of 2020. Wow. One group left behind, Black women. That's interesting. Okay. I suppose, a very brief summary here, because there's some folks who have joined later and aren't familiar yet with the jobs report. So actually, we could do that really quick. Okay, I wrote down the numbers here. Quick summary on the jobs report. We were expecting 420,000 jobs. We beat that by 110,000. We came in at 530 with a revision upwards of about 100,000 in each month for August and September. Great news. It's not an overly hot employment report, but it is a slight beat, which is great. Fed likely to stay the course with tapering, not accelerating or decelerating, just stay the course. We got a headline drop to 4.6% on the unemployment rate. Inflation for wages went up on an annualized rate of about 4.2%, slightly slower than expected. We were expecting 0.4% month over month. We got 0.355%. Annualized is 4.2%. Labor force participation actually fell 0.1%, which is not so good. And annual inflation for wages came in at 4.9%, right along expectations. This was a good jobs report, and the stock market is absolutely cheering it. So good job. Not overheating, which is also good. You don't want to overheat. All right, cool. So nice little summary there. All right, let's see here. Okay. Good. So now what else do we have here? Let's see. They're still talking about Gottlieb. This is the end of the pandemic as we know it. Let's go ahead and hop on over for a moment. I want to listen in over here for a sec.
It was an absolute mess. It was political intimidation. We've seen a lot of this recently.
It's not just intimidation. I think it's illegal. I mean, I don't think you're allowed to unlawfully detain someone.
Protesters surrounding Manchin's car. Yeah, we're not going to talk about that.
But the margins aren't as good, because labor costs are so high. But I come back to the idea that maybe labor costs were too low. Now, Jay Powell did say that we don't know when the pandemic ends whether more people come back to work. He said it's a wild card. Can he stop those press conferences now? I mean, geez, that's like an hour of your life with Hollywood Squares. Jay, listen to me. It's okay.
I like the press conference.
Gee, let's watch it.
Maybe over communicating, you think?
Well, like that.
The Fed?
Yeah, over communicating. And plus, he always has to. A lot of the people I think are disrespectful.
Well, Axios has a piece out last night that he was seen near the White House. Axios reads it as a sign that the renomination may be coming.
Oh boy, we really need that. I mean, I think he's, well, look, I'm not a billionaire. All the billionaires hate him, and they always say it's because what he's doing to the workers. Are you kidding me? I mean, all your costs are going up if you're a worker. You bet you better have it. And the workers are doing better than they ever have in my lifetime. I mean, look at the Deere workers. I mean, they got a good deal, and they said no to it.
I mean, okay. I don't know if everybody's going to agree that the workers are doing great right now. I think there are a lot of people that are still not doing great, Jim. But okay. I do think I don't mind the press conferences with Jerome Powell. I think we've gotten so familiar with how Jay Powell operates, and it's a good thing. We want to be familiar with how Jay Powell operates. Let's see what briefly for another minute here.
If Jimmy Stewart, I mean, it could have been. It could have been we all be working for Potter.
The other Potterville.
Right? We all be working. It was Potter or Bailey. And Jay gave us Bailey. I call him Jay because I know him. I don't mean to insult him. But I always see those people like Mr. Ambassador, and it's like, well, I talked to him.
Yes.
I call him Jay. You know?
The odds of a June hike have come down last few days. People are maybe coming around to the idea that he's right about these short-term inflationary bottlenecks.
He is.
You think that's true?
Yes, I mean, if you buy if you buy the global foundries, which is a very important deal that came public, people aren't paying attention to it. If they can get the chips, Taiwan Semi can make the chips. If they, KLA, Lam, Applied Materials, they all get the chips, then we're going to stop hearing about that. The port thing is difficult.
Trucking too.
Yeah, truckers. There's a lot of truckers who are banding together in little groups to become truckers and extract more of their worth, have their own trucking companies. I think these problems go away, and I think Jay's right. Look, is wheat, what do you do about the price of wheat? Well, he's not a gentleman farmer, for heaven's sake. I mean, and he's not the rainmaker.
JP Morgan last night looked at global auto sales in October up 3%, finally, and they do see that as a sign that at least maybe in autos, we're starting to see some of these ease.
Maybe. Autos, I still think is a first half of 2022. Yep. And we'll know this when I get the Maverick that I ordered in March. I ordered this thing. I ordered it to garden last year. I'm lucky. I hope I get it to be able to garden this year. I was going to go to every Eagles game with it. Where's my Maverick?
Jim Farley, call your office.
Yeah, where is my darn Maverick? I mean, what is that all about? What was that, a TV show? I thought it was a mini truck.
When we return, Uber is moving higher ahead of the open. The company posts its first ever adjusted profit, gross bookings, all-time high. Dara on Squawk talking about good driver availability and some business travel. More Squawk on the Street continues after a break.
Wow. All right. So, yeah, okay. I guess it's worth probably talking about J-Pow. I don't know. Okay. Let's do this. There is a possibility, and I think this is something to consider as a potential market crash catalyst. Now, I don't want to sound like fuddish, like, okay, here we go, market crash again, right? But there is a serious potential market crash catalyst that we really haven't been talking about, and that is the potential that Joe Biden ends up not nominating Jerome Powell for the Federal Reserve again. Right now, we do expect that Jerome Powell is going to renominate, Joe Biden is going to renominate Jerome Powell. We expect that. And the cool thing about Jerome Powell is we know Jerome Powell, right? We're very familiar with Jerome Powell. We've gone through this entire pandemic with him. We know that he's on the slightly dovish side. We know where he stands on inflation. He thinks it's going to be transitory eventually. He thinks by Q2 and Q3 of 2022, inflation's going to go down. That's going to happen at the same time as the taper completes. And at that time, we'll be able to assess if it makes sense to raise rates at that time or not, and how quickly to raise rates. There are expectations. As of last month, 60% of market participants expected interest rates to go up starting in June. However, we just heard on CNBC that rate is now declining, and that the market is beginning to potentially more so believe Jerome Powell that it is possible that rates could go down. Or maybe not rates go down, but that inflation does inflect down in Q2 and Q3, and the necessity to raise rates goes down in the summer of 2022. So that is very clear. And so when Jerome Powell changes his tune a little bit, we can really easily determine, okay, this is a huge shift, this is a slight shift. Like, we know Jerome Powell's really predictable. He's really clear. He's easy to understand. I actually think he does a very good job. Now, how could there potentially be a market crash catalyst? Well, the market crash catalyst, let's see here, would essentially be that if Joe Biden says, hey, I'm going to pick somebody else, the market could temporarily freak out because the market's going to have uncertainty. Every time the market has uncertainty, stocks seem to fall. And the uncertainty would be, what if we get somebody who is a real hawk, who wants to raise rates like crazy starting now? What if we get somebody who's a real dove and doesn't raise rates quickly enough, and we end up getting hyperinflation? Fears of both extremes, in my opinion, will happen or be amplified if Joe Biden ends up not renewing Jerome Powell as chairperson of the Federal Reserve. I think the best and smartest thing for Joe Biden to do would be to renominate Jerome Powell, because it'll keep stability. And so that's why I say it's smart, because the last thing Joe Biden needs right now is more political instability, thanks to the disaster that we've had on with this infrastructure package and infrastructure negotiations. So if Joe Biden really cares about the infrastructure package and keeping the economy somewhat, on the skinny path to normalcy, please renominate Jay Powell. It's worth noting the bond market really doesn't see a lot of fear right now. If we look at the 10-year tips, we did this yesterday as well. 10-year tips or the 10-year break even, which is the difference between the 10-year treasury rate and the tips. It's actually come down a little bit here. Let's zoom in just to see this inflection here. Yeah, look at this. Towards the end of October, inflation fears have somewhat started subsiding a little bit. Obviously, this number is very, very volatile. So you're looking for larger inflection points. And we got a larger inflection point to the downside there, with 10-year treasury yields now sitting at 1.511%. This is great. This is a nice decline off some of the highs that we've been having. So I think it's great. And hopefully Joe Biden doesn't leave us with a new market crash catalyst, because really that's the last thing we need is another market crash catalyst. So, but seriously though, that is a very real concern, that if Joe Biden does not renominate Powell, the market will be very uncertain until we get a nomination. And I don't think it's going to take much to upset the stock market and for stock prices to fall substantially, given these recent runs that we've seen to all-time high levels. I mean, some company names are just insane right now. Etsy, Enphase, Affirm, Tesla. I mean, these prices are insane. Even Matterport. I know it's down from its highs, but holy smokes, things are just expensive. It's hard to go shopping. It's kind of annoying. Hey, maybe we want Jay Powell to get replaced, and then we get another shopping opportunity in the stock market. But I don't know that you want to encourage any form of uncertainty right now, honestly. So, all right, what else we got? All right, so what else we have? Let's go to the sticks. This sticks. See some of the comments too. Oh, by the way, I also 64% of you voted and you didn't pay attention to the governor's race in Virginia, and 36% of you said that you did. That is interesting. I've been thinking about this. Does it make sense to buy Peloton on the dip? Man, that's a tough ask. Let's see here. I don't think YouTube will let you post links, whoever is asking in the chat. Bring back the helicopter. What? Jay Powell is the only person Wall Street is looking at for confidence. I kind of agree with that. All right. Yeah, Square is adding. Square is moving nicely. Okay, I do want to see. Let's look at Peloton just briefly. Let's look at some of their numbers here. Yeah. Okay. As we get to the opening bell here. So Peloton investor relations. Yeah, because I mean they're just getting destroyed now. The problem is, and they said this in their earnings call, that they have this impression of being an expensive luxury good, and that impression has been hard for them to shake. I believe that. So I think that's just not so ideal. But you go over here, it's just the growth rate is falling, right? I mean, we looked at this briefly yesterday, that you've got advertising. Look at this, sales and marketing up substantially, right? 2.5x increase in sales and marketing. Yet connected fitness products declined in sales year over year. It's just not good. People don't want to see declining growth. And that makes it very difficult to value this kind of company. Let me see what the outstanding shares are on this thing. So Peloton, let's see here. Peloton, okay, per share data. Here we go. So if we just do a quick look here, we have about 301.2 million shares outstanding. And if we go, well, we're not profitable anymore. Great. Okay, fine. Let me go to, let's look at some of their headlines here. Okay, so not expected to be profitable for a bit now. Well, that's not ideal. You get to, so let's say you get to $1 of EPS earnings in 2025. Okay, so you get to $1 of EPS in 2025. You're paying 59 times 2025 revenue or earnings for this company, with now a slowing growth rate. It's not as ideal. They're just better opportunities, even at the price where it is now. I think the market. Look, I'm a big fan of buying the dip, but you're still paying a lot of money at $57 for a company whose growth rate just plummeted. That's not so good. Yeah, I don't know that I could really jump up and down about buying the dip on Peloton. So let's see here. Back to financial sources. I want to see their shareholder deck again here. If we can actually see that. Peloton. Usually I prefer to look at the actual quarterly report. But I want to see what their forecast was, because I'm pretty sure they put it in here. We looked at this yesterday. There. See, fiscal year Q2 guidance. So they think they're going to get to 1.1 to 1.2 billion in revenue total. Half of that, I believe, is going to be subscriptions. So let's see here. So, because subscriptions tend to be somewhat sticky. Okay, here we go. So subscription revenue at 304. We expect that to increase. I would say probably at maybe like a 20% clip. So let's say this is 360. That's going to put us for the next quarter, which is the winter quarter, at probably, let's see, they're guiding let's say the median estimate guide here is this, minus 3.6, call it even 4. That's still a better clip of sales. If they could do $750,000 in product, that'd be 50% more than what they did in the last 3 months. I don't know if we'd actually see that. But it's very interesting to me. Oh, workouts are going down. Yeah, look at this. This is interesting. You're actually seeing workouts starting to decline. So usage of the bike or treadmill. Yeah, this makes sense that subscriptions are going up. But even the rate of subscriptions here quarter to quarter is actually not growing that much. See, look at that last quarter. That's 2331 divided by, oops, sorry. I always take the new number divided by the old number. 24 divided by 2331. That's only a 7% connected fitness subscription growth quarter over quarter, not 20%. It's not good. I mean, maybe that means more product sales, or they're going to miss that. It's not something I could be excited about. I like it when dips happen, but it's not something I could be excited about. I'd honestly be more excited about Zillow than Peloton. So yeah, that's a rough one because you're paying for growth. 59 times PE. Gosh, you're better off buying Tesla at today's price. That's probably a 59 2025 PE. Always take the new number divided by the old number. Why didn't they teach this in school? I know schools are disappointing, very disappointing. All right, what do we got?
Some of their ARPU metrics were below expectations on this hold rate on NFL games, Jim.
Well, I'll tell you what was interesting. There have been no upsets. There have been no upsets, and that really hurt them. That and the overall. I mean, it's funny, but I don't gamble, but if you look at these, what happened is that there's no surprises, so therefore it hasn't been as exciting. I think Jason's absolutely terrific, and one of the things I really liked about it is that he basically told you, look, this is not what we need. And that's become a very expensive business. There's so many companies vying for the cost of acquisition is very high. It almost reminds me, as my friend Ben Stoto, who's the research director for Mad Money, says, that it's kind of like the cannabis stocks a couple years ago, where they're just
okay. We are 1 minute from the opening here. Let's go ahead and take a look at crypto here quickly. So look at this. We got Bitcoin at 61.63, slightly down here. I wonder if it moved on jobs data. As inflation expectations came in a little less than expected. Let's see here. Let's go to the trading view. It'll be a little easier to see it here. Let's go to the. We should be able to go to the minute here. So November 5. Just show me Webull. I'm actually shocked, but yeah, let's go to Webull. Okay, 1 minute chart here. We're looking for 530. No, we actually got a boost there, a little temporary boost in BTC, sitting at 61.5. You've got Ethereum, and you got the bell coming up here. Ethereum 45.18, Solana 238. All right, let's listen to the bell.
They haven't found a way.
Let's get the opening bell here and the CNBC real-time exchange as the big board scooter company Bird celebrating its recent listing via SPAC at the NASDAQ. It's GetNet, a Brazilian provider of online credit card payments, celebrating its listing. So you're going to watch a lot of green.
Whoa! Oh my gosh! Look how green it is. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! It's like 96% green. Holy crap! Oh my gosh! That is insanity. Holy moly! You can't stop the end of the year rally, folks. You just can't stop it. We have been expecting this end of the year rally all year long, and here it is. It's here. Oh my goodness. All right, let's see how things are moving in the day. Holy moly. Is that from yesterday? Is that not updated yet? Nicola? Okay, yeah, I don't think that was updated yet. Hold on. Let's see what's actually happening here. There we go. Okay, Peloton. Peloton somewhat turning red at the intro here. Moderna trying to turn green at the beginning. Merck moving down. Fastly. Holy moly. Fastly had really good earnings. And then all of a sudden, the stock price ran. Now it's falling 9%. The only reason for this, I think, would be an offering. Is that they offer shares or something like that. Because that's crazy. Nope. Never mind. There is no such news. They just ran on earnings. People got in, people got out. Wow. Nikola down almost 10%. Oh, that's after their SEC settlement. They ran up like crazy. Wow. Redfin's down again 4.5%. How is the S&P 500 so green? Yet you've got some of these stocks really getting hurt here. DraftKings down about 2.7% right now. You've got Nvidia down 1.92%. DocuSign down 1.65%. Let's see here. SoFi is down 1.25%. Zillow's down again 1.35%. Open Door down a bit. Redfin's down a bit. Okay, let's look at the winners right now. Bill.com running but softening a little bit here. GoPro up 12.7%. Cloudflare, folks, oh my gosh, it is now at 216 to back to what are we at? 213 a share now. But really good job, Cloudflare. 5.86% to the upside. MP Material up 6%. Penn Gaming's up, Backt's up. Airbnb 6.3. A lot of the recovery stocks, the airlines doing well. Pfizer up at 8.5%. Outlet 3.9. Okay, lots of movement here. There we go. Matterport coming back 3%, going back to $21 a share. Very nice. Disney. Hey, is C3AI ever going to go up? It was up a 0.25%. Okay, PayPal's actually up a tiny little bit today. Hippo. What a bizarro start here. Let's see here. Yeah, look at that. The S&P 500 briefly went negative there, and now positive again. How's NEO? NEO is up about 0.15%. Tesla is up about 0.2%. Fascinating. Gravity holding Nikola down. Yeah, no kidding. No, I know Net had earnings, but they're doing well. Yeah, they beat top and bottom. Yeah, Enphase rotating down about 0.5%. Etsy, another one at all-time highs. Oh, 4.29% on Etsy there. Why? What happened to Etsy? Etsy's been so killing it. It's been incredible. Etsy, individual news. No, not really. Yeah, holidays could be bright for Etsy as supply chain woes linger. Totally agree with that. How's Nvidia? Oh, man. You can't stop it, folks. You just cannot stop Nvidia. Very, very impressive. Nah, Etsy right now is being considered a supply chain play, not a COVID play. So Win, how's Win doing? Jeez, Nvidia, just stop, would you? Whoa, Win's doing nice, about 5% here. Very nice. Matterport 3.89, awesome. How's Square? Square 2.9, awesome. Yeah, really U-turned because it was falling after earnings yesterday. And I guess the market's like, yeah, no thanks. I will gladly buy the dip on that. And now it's actually up as it got a lot of attention. See, when companies report earnings, they get a lot of attention. Greetings from Tel Aviv. Hello. That's awesome. Thank you for being here. All righty. So let's see what Jimbo's got, and then let's look at some other headlines.
What does that mean for XYZ for this?
Yes.
And David Simon, who is, let's say, no, I would never describe him as a sweetheart. He just went.
Nah, boy, they're talking about Simon Property Group. So, yeah, shalom. How do you say cheers again? How do you say it? Why do I not know this? How do you? Somebody will know. Anyway, Bitcoin just moved up a little bit, 61.9. Solana at 238. Cardano $2.01. Sheeb sitting at 49. L'chaim, that's it. Yeah. Thank you for that. Thanks. Just buy it. Just buy Nvidia. I know. I don't have enough money, so I'm there's no need. Just bought Nvidia. Screw it. It doesn't stop. It will. I'm gonna be patient. I know that could be a mistake, but that's okay. If Nvidia keeps running, it probably means other things are still running too, like Tesla and the other things. So All right. So yeah, Sheep sitting at 50 now. Well, how are other things? Dogecoin hanging out at 26. What are some of these other little ones doing? Axie at 150. Pancake Swap. Wonder how I have not made any video about the Flokies, but I see these people advertising like crazy. Ooh, down about 14%. Yeah, it's had a little hypey run. All right. So, what else do we have here? Let us see here. Airbnb almost 10% to the upside. Wow. Cloudflare 216. Woo! Ay. You've got Dave & Buster's up 7%. Dave & Buster's 5% on Matterport. Matterport's back. To get AMD, it's cheaper. Yeah. Sometimes there's a reason. This is incredible. Yeah, Nvidia 4.5%. Oh my gosh. Stop. Peloton down 34%. Moderna almost down a full 20%. Ouch. Burn. Etsy, Affirm down about 5% each. DocuSign 3.7. Wayfair 3.3. Wow. Wow. Trade Desk 1.6. So a little bit of an adjustment down on some of these high flyers. So a little bit of a relaxation. Tesla is down about 0.5% right here. Down 0.41. Ooh, I wonder how my sell put is on that one. Let's see here. Uh-oh. Not trying in. Guess I have to sign in again. Darn. Okie dokie then. Well, I'll take care of it. So, Labor Secretary on the jobs report. Let's listen in for a moment.
Minus dealing a pandemic in the future here, hopefully short term. But in the meantime, we still have work to do.
Mr. Secretary, I like all the situation trying to do infrastructure, but if we address the direct shortages, the one that seems to need the best skill set that I think the government may have to create is how to make truck drivers, how to create them, how to get people to be a truck driver.
Yes, let's manufacture truck drivers.
In our economy. Where would you tell people if they wanted to be a truck driver, they could go learn?
Well, I certainly think that you should contact the American Job Centers here with the Department of Labor. We have 2,400 centers around the country. You're absolutely right. It is a big challenge. We saw some gains in trucking for people who work for companies. We're almost, I think they're 80% back to where they were pre-pandemic, which is a good sign. A lot of the trucking industries that we have problems with are independent truck drivers. We were dissecting some of that this morning, looking at the cost of keeping the trucks up, the cost of wages they're getting paid to move supplies around this country. I would suggest to anyone that has a CDL or you want to get to work, please contact us at the American Job Centers here at the Department of Labor. There are jobs available. We do.
I think he has an accent. No, it's cool. I think it's awesome. Obviously, the Boston. All right. So let's see here. I'm surprised Square did a nice U-turn here. Disney up. Disney only up 1.9% on this news of the Pfizer pill. I think Disney would move a little bit more, but apparently not. And Peloton's obviously still getting smoked. All right, let's see what other news there is. Let's get out of these cryptos and go on over to Bloomberg. Of course, Peloton's technical analysis shows that it's oversold. It just had a massive sell-off. What do you expect? Of course, the RSI is going to say oversold. But it could be for good fundamental reasons. I agree. There could always there'll be a rebound. But yeah. Ooh. So this was great. Pfizer pill coupon deadline. Let's see here. Biden weighs response to OPEC. He has a few good options. China tells small banks to cap wealth management product sales. Let's see here. Traders have turned the power grid into a casino, paid for by you. Okay. Do we have any actual news here? Square might have a Bitcoin problem. The fintech company has been counting on fees from cryptocurrency trading, but quarterly results raise questions about the business's growth potential. Oh, red flag for Square and Coinbase. The easy money days for Square might be behind it. On Thursday, the fintech company known for its merchant checkout system and digital wallet Cash App and stock and Bitcoin trading reported lower than expected revenue for the quarter ended in September, mainly due to disappointing results from crypto trading. That business, which allows users to buy and sell Bitcoin through its app, generated fees for Square in the process, had $1.82 billion in sales, up 11% from a year ago, but significantly below the $2.47 billion median estimates were estimated by analysts. It's clear that Square's cryptocurrency business is a huge area of uncertainty. Bitcoin today is barely used as a currency to spend on things. Instead, it's primarily used as a vehicle for financial speculation. Ooh, I want to know what you all think. I'm going to run a poll. Okay, we're going to do this poll here. Let's see here. We're going to end the other poll. And then we're going to write in is Bitcoin used primarily for financial speculation? Yes. No. Primarily. I'm going to put an asterisk on there. Primarily for financial speculation. Secondarily for inflation, hedge, store of val, etc. Second for, okay. Yes. No. Okay. Poll added. Let's see what y'all think. Is the Bitcoin primarily used for financial speculation, and then secondarily, so second most important, store of value, inflation, blah 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 blah. All right. So is this Bloomberg comment wrong? Okay. Trading revenue faltered. Okay. Bitcoin trading played a role in Cash App's growth, losing momentum. Yeah, definitely. Slowdown of growth. All right. Well, that's not that exciting. All right, let's go to Financial Times. Let's see what else we have out here. Okay. U.S. job growth rebounds in October with widespread gains. Yep. Unhappy with Biden. Jersey suburban voters snap back to Republican. Eurozone retail sales unexpectedly fall as COVID infections rise. Well, that makes sense that retail sales will go down when COVID goes up. How are they doing, by the way? Let's look at this. COVID cases in the United States have actually been pretty good. Let's see here. Let's go to the United States. So still, I mean, somewhat flattish over here, but still declining. Definitely still declining. And then you have COVID cases. Let's try like Germany. Do I think that institutions buy Bitcoin to manipulate the price of it? I think institutions buy crypto to trade it. I don't know that necessarily it's to manipulate, but to trade it for sure. Look at Germany here. They're getting whacked with COVID cases. That's crazy. Yeah, they're really getting pummeled. How's the United Kingdom? They're kind of rotating down. How about the Netherlands? Okay. Into the nether. Whoa, Netherlands is like way up in COVID cases. 10,000 new cases. And yeah, they're going through a breakout again here. What about like Italy? Italy. Nope, they're not having the issue so much. It's around Germany. That's shocking. Oh, Greece is seeing a little surge as well. Woo! Woo! Wow. All right, interesting. Okay, so Peloton sitting at 30%. It did gain back about 3% here. I think there's going to be a lot of speculation that goes into this one. Airbnb 9%. Dave & Buster's over 40 again, up 7% now. Cheesecake Factory 7%. Wow, the recovery stock's coming back here on this news. Matterport 3.7. Pinterest up 3.2. Where's Tesla? Oh, Tesla falling all of a sudden. Ouch, Tesla. What's up with this? 1.24% garbage. Yeah, Tesla rotating down a little bit here. And still rotating down. So what's happening to the downside here? Peloton started running. Now it's rotating down again. Nerd's Wallet that IPO'd yesterday down 11%. Fastly down 7 point. A lot of the traders probably pulling out of that fast. People seem to be buying the dip on Etsy and Affirm to some degree. Redfin, not really getting much attention. It kind of makes sense. I don't really see Redfin get a lot of buy the dip attention. Yeah, Tesla's not happy right now. Tesla's chillaxing a little bit. Okay. Expedia, 12% on Expedia. Oh my gosh. By the way, if I haven't mentioned yet, I should mention that you can still get a free stock at Public by going to metkevin.com/public. metkevin.com/public, get a free stock worth all the way up to $70. They don't sell your information and they don't use payment for order flow. Check that out. Link down below or go to metkevin.com/public. Well, Tesla. Tesla's being funny. All right, what else do we have here? So, let's see here. I kind of think it's interesting. You see, even Nvidia is coming down a little bit. Is the SPY starting to fall a little bit? No, I mean a little bit. But even Nvidia just pulled back. See, look at that. Qualcomm, Square. Let's see here. Yeah, a little bit of a pullback here. Fastly, 7%. Kind of stabilizing here. Lucid, 2%. Oh, gosh. Tesla just keeps going down. All right. Let's see. Let's listen to JPow here for a sec. Or not JPow, Jimbo.
He raised the point. Apple's more expensive versus what it's been.
Yes.
Facebook, now Meta, is very inexpensive, but I think that there's still a gloom involving what's happened there, and it's undeniable.
Although, well, 341 today, I asked you if you thought 320 might have been the low.
But that was a low. Yeah, I mean,
Kind of nailed it.
Is Mark Zuckerberg a visionary about this? If you watch the video, which is available to anyone, you will be blown away. I need you to watch the video. You've got to understand, the guy's, he's a hitter. Defending him as a hitter. He's like a trillionaire.
Somebody writes Zucker Gloom.
Okay, but I'm like
Zucker Gloom. I haven't heard of that. All right. So what do we got? What else here? All right. So what do we got? Tesla turning green again, tiny little bit. I mean, it's still down about 1% here. NEO's also down. A lot of the autos are down. Lucid down 1.5. A little bit of a relaxing here is what we're getting. Peloton still down about 30%. Matterport's up 5.2. Oh, C3 AI just popped off a little bit. Oh, that's good. Why? I wonder if there's any news. C3 AI. I don't think so. But I'll take it. Somebody just bought a bunch of that. Heck yeah. Yep. Thank you very much. That's all I needed. Bye, Felicia. Hold on a sec. I like it. Okay, 1 second. There we go. I had call option on C3 AI, and the thing spiked up like 17%, which was like 12 grand. And I'm like, yeah, I'll take a 12 grand profit today. Yes, please. So I'll take it. I'll take the gift. That's the way to look at it. You look at it as they're little gifts, just little teeny gifts. Let's see here. And you gotta be willing to take tendies on options. Always remember that. And okay. I'm waiting to see what Tesla does here. Tesla's just like stuck in the mud. Anyway, okay. So what else do we have going on? Oh, Tesla. Green? Can we go green? Oh, yeah. Yep. Push. Pump, baby. Pump. So I have a Tesla sold put, by the way. And run, baby, run. Yes, please. Run, baby, run. This is what we need. We need a Tesla run, please. Run. I love it. Please. Keep going. Oh, dear. Just set a limit. You know what? That's good enough for me. All right. There we go. Oh, dear. All right. So what do we do there? Here. I'll share. All right. So what do we do? So let's see here. So I had a Tesla sold put. Just remember I have a sold call, and I'm gonna yield farm a bunch of options here. So this was a Tesla sold put that would have, if Tesla closed under $1,200 today, it would have made me buy 1,000 shares of Tesla. I just wanted the credit. So I got a $41,000 credit. I was at the point where I'd realized 88% of the credit, and it's not worth the risk that Tesla goes under 1,200. So I bought that off. I bought that back, realized the $36,000 profit. Thank you very much. And basically, I'm just playing with my margin without actually using my margin, right? Because my margin is just standing as my collateral, but I have no margin. Yeah, that's the Tesla one. And then this was the C3 AI one. I just bought this like a couple days ago. Remember, every time I do buy or sell anything, if you're looking for ideas, I send alerts in the Stocks and Psychology and Money group. There is a coupon code for that link down below. The idea is really just for you to see, oh, okay, this is kind of where Kevin's head is. This is what he's looking for. This is when he takes profits or whatever. And it just gives you an idea of, oh, okay, that's maybe an interesting play or not or whatever, and lets you do your own research. But anyway, like I put almost $72,000 into a C3AI option for December. The thing just shot up like 5%, which turned into almost 17% on the call option. And I'm like, thank you. So anyway, all right. So Tesla's actually moving up nicely right now, but really I only left, just so you can see, I only left, what did I leave on the table? I left on the table about the potential of another $4,700, but it's not worth it. Like it's an extra maybe 10%. Or it could literally lose all of it. If it closes at $11.99, that up 36,000 could go to zero, right? So it's like, why risk that? Just take the tendy. It's not worth the extra 10%. And that's where I'd rather take a profit early than speculate for too long and then lose money. And I think that's that happens very quickly in stocks, especially options. Is folks hold on and then they see like a 200% gain turn into like a 30% loss. And losses suck. Oh, look at Matterport though. Let's go. Matterport, 6.32%. The volatility's got to be up on Matterport right now. It's going kooky. Michael says, thank you for the tendies on C3AI. Good job. Awesome. You did that. Okay, so what else here? Matterport. Let me see Matterport here. Let's see. Square. Square. Pinterest still sucking. Matterport. Oh, I'll take that too. Hold on a sec. There's another option here that I'd like to take a tendy on. Oh, there we go. Good, went through. Perfect. Usually covered calls or sold puts, if they're up a certain percentage, I take them at tendies. Covered call. Good day for little tendies. DocuSign dip. Is DocuSign dipping? Let me see. Docu. Yeah, I mean, 71. It's not like killer. You know, if you get back to the 200-day moving average, let me know. EXPI, I like. I want to increase my position. I'd like to do so, however, at the support line at about 37. All right. Das ist gut. Das ist sehr gut. How's Lemonade? Yeah, PayPal is garbage right now. Like, they are doing so poorly. I expect them to look at how low they go. And the volume, folks. Why is the volume so freaking high? Like, how could PayPal be just getting destroyed so much? And I don't understand why the volume is so high. Just as soon as the Pinterest news came around, the volume exploded here. It's like companies are just rotating out of PayPal or funds or whatever. But I don't understand that because PayPal is such a good company. Let me see growth rate here for PayPal. So PayPal is still expected to grow. Folks, listen to this. PayPal is expected to grow 20% over the next 5 years on average. 20% over the next 5 years on average. PayPal is expected to have 10.69, come on, they're giving you everything here, okay? They're expected to have 10.69 EPS in 2025. Backing that off, 228.58 divided by 10.69 is 21.38 forward earnings. That's not bad, especially in this market. And then if you divide that by the growth, you got a PEG ratio of basically near 1 here. This is phenomenal. I mean, that's a diversification play, in my opinion. Especially if you have higher growth plays like Tesla and a Firm or Etsy or whatever. I like it. I wonder how the volatility has moved. MTT, PayPal. Let me see here. What's Stocks and Psychology of Money? Stocks and Psychology of Money is just it's a course on building your wealth down below. It goes through everything, just psychology of money, beginner finance, then intermediate finance, and then advanced finance, taxes, LLCs, liability, stock investing, whatever. Options, technical analysis, whatever. You pay once, you get lifetime access to all the content in it, and I go live every day the market's open. Okay, so except not lifetime access to the live streams, because I don't commit to doing live streams forever, but the content forever. And anytime I add new content to it. Anyway, worth noting that volatility on PayPal is finally plummeting again. This is what we expected to happen. We expected volatility to plummet on PayPal. And let me see here. Yeah, you can ask direct questions in the course because we do the live chat. And as long as you're there early, you can ask all your questions. Okay, so where is PayPal? Yeah, PayPal's still getting burned. Let's see here. PayPal and pins. Those are both getting just smoked. Oh, well. It kind of shocks me. Oh, I'm a little blurry there right now. Oh, thanks, Jess. It's a fantastic course for people who have no idea how to get out of check-to-check loop and build wealth. Kevin makes it simple and it changed my life. Oh, that's amazing. Thanks, Jess. Congratulations. Yes, talk about put and call options and all that. Yes. Can we get in for free and pay after? Buy now, pay later. PayPal gives you options to buy now, pay later. Oh, Poshmark's on the move. Why is Poshmark on the move? Hold on a sec. Poshmark. Let's see what there is. There's got to be news for Poshmark to be going like this, doesn't there? Nope. Apparently not. Okay. Poshmark's just moving. So is Airbnb almost over. Wow. Yesterday, I was even tempted to do a call option on Airbnb. Man, that would have done so well today. Oh, well. It's the woulda, coulda, shoulda, right? So Carnival, 7%. Wow. But then again, how could you have expected the Pfizer news? You really couldn't have. That would have been just lucky. Pinterest tried to come back from the dead, up 4.6%. I mean, talk about dead here. Holy moly. Pinterest sucks. I don't really know anything about JMIA. I get asked about that one regularly, but once you get outside the US, my expertise goes to negative. Okay. What other opportunities do we have here? There's got to be some. There's got to be something to do. Let's see. Let's listen to CNBC for a second here.
All that said, at 4,700, we are above some year-end targets for some of the major strategists.
Probably above most of them, actually, and then probably above some of the year-ahead targets. So it's obviously stretched. I mean, today I think if we're up at the close, it's 16 out of 18 days higher for the S&P, 7 days in a row. 10, 11% or 10%, let's say, in about a month. Yeah, so you're getting a little hot in the short term. 4,700 also was this level. If you just sort of drew a straight line in terms of how this rally has gone all year, you're bumping up against it. So Jobs Day kind of celebratory rallies, sometimes they're the culmination of some good news as opposed to the beginning of it. But I think the underpinnings are impressive no matter what.
Yeah, I'm just going to bring this full circle and into our next panel discussion, which is when you look at Uber. I mean, the company did say that the shortage of drivers, that the spending on incentives to entice drivers is largely behind it. We talk about, you talked about it in the last hour, the truck driver shortage. This is one of those chief competitors, the ride-sharing companies and the delivering companies. They're taking on some of those folks that maybe have been dealing with the supply chain issues on the trucking side, not getting paid for their hours and hours of waiting, and now they're becoming
All
things
right.
like.
Let's see here. The future is dog-themed coins. Kevin West, if you just joined, make sure you watch lecture 1.0, and that'll get you into the live stream. We'll have another one. I'm going to go check on the kids after I finish this live stream, maybe hang out with them for a little bit, make a coffee, and then we'll do the course member live stream. So, okay, let's look at Barron's here quickly. Let's see if they have any ideas. Sometimes Barron's has ideas or good pieces. Jobs better than expected. Pfizer soars. Airbnb, Expedia jump on earnings. Travel is back. DraftKings stock slides. Testing may take a while, but gene therapy is poised to tackle mass disease. Good. China has the jump on building the metaverse. Metaverse pushes Nvidia briefly over $750 billion market cap. Wow. Looks like Wells Fargo raised their expectations for them. Tesla stock is overvalued by $1 trillion. They literally just hit $1 trillion. Oh, did Kathy finish dumping her Zillow? Gosh, she sold a lot. I think she's getting completely out. How much money have meme stocks made? All right. Well, let's see here. Millennials will drive up home prices for years to come. Fascinating. All right. What else do we have here? Let's take another look at this final look at the sticks here. 7% on Matterport. Why is Matterport all of a sudden running? I don't understand. I mean, maybe just because it oversold yesterday. It could be. Because there's no particular news that I saw. Bill.com, Airbnb. Airbnb is really doing well. MGM. These are all our recovery plays. Very nice charts today. Pinterest. I mean, I'll take it. I'll gladly take the 4%. I'd like to be out. Poshmark, settling down again a little bit. Walt Disney, 2.8%. Nice, finally. Nvidia, Cloudflare at 205. Nvidia at 304. Relaxing a little bit after some euphoria at the beginning. Patience is a virtue. Unless you're in options. Then patience could mean you lose lots of money really fast. Peloton down 31%. Moderna down 19%. Affirm Holdings. What else do we have here? DocuSign, Owlet. These guys have gone down here. Sunrun. Etsy's only down 1.9 right now. It was down like 5% earlier. Although Enphase is down 1.5%. Where'd Tesla go? Tesla's recovered. It's only down about a third. Lemonade's down about a half. Good. I wonder on Tesla how sold puts are for next week. Patrick Walsh says, I think your course must be worth every penny. I've learned so much just from the channel. Can't wait to buy the course. Oh, well, thank you for that. I think you'll love it. 3D printed houses can't come out soon enough. Yeah, I don't know. I think lumber costs are going to come down and it's going to be a little less of an issue there. Okay, let's look at options here. Tesla. Und historic volatility. All right, so Tesla's vols coming down. That's as expected. Let's go to next week. And let's go with a sell put. Oh, I don't know. How much am I going to get if I sell at 12.30? Sell at 12.30. Ooh, juicy right now. 56K. Ooh. It's a lot of collateral you have to put up to do options on Tesla. I realize that. But the volatility is still up. It's come down, but it's still pretty high. And you do these weeklies and keep getting in. So you have a sold call at 1200. So like, for example, if I did this and it's sold for, let's say I got assigned at 1230. Well, it's kind of like me buying the shares for 1174. I like that. That's not bad. 1235. If I go to at the money now for next week, that's 52. If I go to 1230, let's see here, 1225, that gives me 4. Okay. Whoa, where'd all the options go? Oh, so there we go. Sell put. No, all the options went away. Where were all the other options we had? There we go, 1230. That's the one I was looking at. Yeah, this one's 54,000. So that one's 54,000. If I go to 1220 on a sell put, how's that 60K? There's no way. How do they pay you more for that? That doesn't make sense. Let's go to 1200 right now. 1200. I think it's glitched again. Yeah, that's better. See, there we go. Whoa. What's saying 75? There's no way it's 75. There's no way. There's just no way. 75 for 1225? I mean, I'll do that. If that goes through, I'll do that. Yeah. Sell put for next week. I don't think that's going to go through, though. There's no way. There's no way. Yeah, of course it's not going through. Yeah, it's totally not going through because it's bugged again. Weeble's sucking again. Exactly. It should be like 40 something. Man, Weeble, you guys are just sucking lately. Totally. They did this yesterday too with the options. It's so ridiculous. Sell put here. So this amount should be going down as I go more out of the money. Not up. That's so dumb. 12. Let's go to 1220 here. Oh, that's not even updating. Fine. I'll just look at the put side over here. So 50, 1230, 48. It's a couple bucks for 5, couple bucks for 5, couple bucks for 5, couple bucks for 5. It's not horrible. I mean, I think I'm going to go. How's our open interest? Yeah, any of these are pretty good, actually. All right. Let's sell a put. Tesla falls next week. I'll end up getting assigned. Should I wait for next week? Nah. No such ticker. Get out of here. Gosh, Weeble. You're really screwing up. There we go. All right. Let's sell a put. Dude, how is there no such ticker? Absolute garbage today. All right. I'm trying to sell a put on Tesla. Trying to go options next week because we're rolling this stuff to make dollars. If we get assigned, it's okay because we get called out anyway. Let's go to... Well, now the pricing's changed. Fine. It's very annoying. All right. Sell. I can't get anything to fill today. I want to vomit. I think Weeble is just screwing with me today. And you're just going to hear me rant. Okay, I did it. Gosh. So annoying. All right. All right. Last look. And then I gotta say, oh yeah, look at that. Nvidia's going back up. Let's look at this. Nvidia, quick look here. Nvidia moving back up. Gosh, 3.5%. Very nice. S&P 500 climbing very, very nicely. Very nice gains here. Peloton still down 30%. Affirm 4.24 to the downside. EXPI down 3.14. Maybe some other buying opportunities. We'll look for other buying opportunities in the Course Member live stream. I'm excited. We'll definitely go hunting for some trades. Okay, cool. Thanks so much, everyone, for being here. It's always fun to have you. And folks, we'll see you in the next one. Thanks again. Bye.